What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great week. It's Tuesday, so that means we're behind enemy lines, and it's the NFC Championship game that we're talking about here. Now, I had a memory earlier today on Facebook 7 years ago when the Eagles won the NFC Championship against the Vikings, 38-7, I believe the score was. Oh, my God, the memories. I'm feeling it again. Hope you're all feeling the same way, but it's NFC Championship week, but we're going to do things how we always do and get to know everything we need to know to get ready for this matchup between the Eagles and the Commanders. So we'll take a look at the playoff brackets here. We'll look at the stats for the Commanders in the regular season, what they did in the playoffs. We'll talk about their coaching staff, injuries, the practice squad, and then, of course, their roster within the depth chart. So everything you need to know about the Commanders since the last time we saw them, we're going to go over that. Tomorrow will be the initial injury report for both teams, so I will drop that. And then, of course, Thursday is the top matchups with the updated injury report. Friday, the game status report, who's out, who's questionable, with an updated depth chart. Then, of course, practice squad elevations on Saturday with the final depth chart for the game on Sunday. So appreciate you all taking the time here, hitting that like button, sharing, subscribing. Let's rock and roll here, though, and get to know our opponent, the Washington Commanders. Third time's a charm. We know the first time beat them. Second time, we're beating their asses till the cheap shot, the cheap calls, all the bullshit they pulled. Oh, I've been waiting for this. So revenge is ours. So let's go whoop some Commander ass. And, well, that begins Sunday at 3 o'clock. So here is the NFC and AFC games. We will know the Super Bowl by Sunday night. I'm ready to run through a wall. So I can't wait for Victory Monday. Then we'll be behind enemy lines talking about the next opponent in the Super Bowl. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So NFC East showdown for the NFC crown. And look, man, the Commanders have been a great team this year. Jaden Daniels, a fantastic rookie, showing he is the best quarterback in this class and has a very bright future. You guys remember when he was drafted by the Commanders, how pissed off I was that we would have to see this kid twice a year. So I think people see why. He's pretty effing good, and we saw that against the Lions. He had 299 yards. He was 1 yard away from a 300-yard game. Had himself a time, dude. And look, we know they're good. That's perfectly fine. But, every team is beatable in the NFL any given Sunday, right? So, hey, divisional matchup, going to be a battle to the death. But let's take a look at how this Commanders team did this season. You can see it's their offense that's been carrying them, not so much the defense, which is wild. So 5th in points, 7th in total yardage, 3rd in rushing, 17th in passing, but I can promise you they know how to pass. You take numbers with a grain of salt. 25th in sacks given up. So giving up some sacks there, although in the last game against the Lions, I don't think they gave up any sacks. You can see tied for 8th in turnovers there, so not turning the ball over too much. That's great. The defensive side of the ball, 18th in points, 13th in total yardage, 30th against the run. And, against the Lions, they actually gave up like 520 yards, and 200 of those yards were rushing. So run the effing ball right down their throat. 3rd against the pass, definitely doing good there. Tied for 11th in sacks, tied for 20th in turnovers there, but a very talented team. And we know, we've already seen them. They barely beat our backups in the last game, and Kenny Pickett almost winning the game there at the end. So hey, look, it's fine. I'm pumped up about it. We've already talked about this team a bunch, but we're going to breeze over this real quick, take a look. Obviously, still Dan Quinn at the helm. Cliff Kingsbury doing magical things with that offense. Joe Witt there, the defensive coordinator, and Larry Izzo, special teams coordinator. Now, looking at their IR, these are the guys that are on this, and Sam Cosmi's season will be over, their right guard. He has not officially been placed on IR yet, but I put him on there for him. You can see rookies McGee, Owens, Pollard on there, and then Austin Seibert, their kicker, still on IR. His season was over a long time ago. So a couple of changes there with McGee and Owens, but just backups. Noah Brown there. He's been there for a few weeks, so nothing changed there really. Practice squad, and you can see some of the moves that have been made. Took off some defensive guys, added some offensive players there. Tyree Jackson's still there, but you can see Hagai and Debussy, their international player, he is on practice squad IR. So a couple of changes there, but let's take a look now at their updated depth chart and what has changed since the last time we just saw them. So look, as I told you, we breeze over this. We've talked about this team a bunch. Jaden Daniels, we know how damn good he is. Mariota there. Austin Eckler, though, he is off of IR. So getting him back, that's huge. You remember the first time that we played them, Austin Eckler really had a big game. I think he was their leading receiver. He had like over 80 yards there. So look, that's definitely a piece they like. They know how to run the ball, Brian Robinson, but we know how to shut him down. So let's do that. Terry McLaurin, Diami Brown, and Lamade Zacchaeus. That first game, we shut down old Terry, but look, that second game was just bullshit. So it is what it is. But you can see Zach Ertz, obviously hate even looking at that, but he's been doing well with these guys. Trent Scott, he was the one who filled in at right guard there for Sam Cosmi. So I put him in. You got Allegretti, Baez, Wiley, Coleman still there as their offensive line. So no major changes except for the right guard and getting Austin Eckler back. So that is what has changed since we last saw them. And then on the defensive side of the ball, they got Jonathan Allen back, and we haven't seen him all year. So he is definitely a nice piece in the middle there. I'm sure they're happy to have him back with Johnny Newton, the rookie. Nice rotation in the middle there. And then dirty-ass player Frankie Luvu there with Bobby Wagner. Going to have to make sure we put his ass in the dirt. Then you see the secondary, Mike Sainers still, Lattimore, Igbenegany there. And look, Sainers still, we talked about him in this offseason. He is quite a stud out of Michigan, and he is doing phenomenal. Had a couple of interceptions this last game. They had 4 interceptions off Jared Goff, so luckily our quarterback is not Goff. Regardless of what the media tells you, not turning the ball over, scoring touchdowns, and winning, that is actually really good, and I want our quarterback to continue doing that. But a very tough defense going up against guys like Jeremy Chin, Quan Martin in the secondary there. So, hey, look, Jonathan Allen, that's quite an addition. And then moving around, St. Just out of a starting spot, but Sainers still on the outside rather than at nickel there. And then in the special teams department, you can see Zane Gonzalez as the kicker, Tress Way as the punter and holder, Tyler Ott as long snapper, Jason Crowder, punt returner, with Zacchaeus backing him up, Luke McCaffrey and Austin Eckler as your kick returners, and Jeremy McNichols to back you up if you need. But that is all I've got for you here, ladies and gentlemen. That was Behind Enemy Lines, NFC Championship Edition with the Eagles. NFC Championship opponent, the Washington Commanders. And again, that game is at 3 o'clock, and then we'll see the AFC matchup afterwards. We'll be relaxing, talking post-game about who could be our next opponent. But let me know how you feel about this game. You think the Eagles get a big win, a close game? How do you see this game going? Who do you see standing out? You got a score prediction? Who would you like to see in the Super Bowl? Whatever's on your mind, I'd love to hear from you. You guys know if you need anything, doesn't have to be about the Birds. Always here for you guys as you are for me. But look, if you enjoyed this content, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Share this bad boy. Subscribe and join the family. But we're going to get pumped up all damn week. Get ready to run through some walls. The NFC Championship comes through Philadelphia. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait. So tomorrow, tune in. We'll have the initial injury report. Big one for the Eagles. We'll see about Quinyon Mitchell, Jalen Hurts, and we'll find out everything going on with the Commanders as well. So hope to see you then. But until then, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!